Hey guys, how's it going? This is another story time with Will. This is a Christmas edition. This is December the 25th, 2017. And so you're not going to see me so much on the screen. I'm going to be kind of showing you a little bit of a picture that I was working on. And I thought I'd share this with you for Christmas Day. So anyway, this is a little bit of the process. I'm hoping that you'll enjoy this. I'm going to kind of work with it a little bit and then probably go ahead and get this video off of there. I don't want to make this super long. I know people got 1,000 things to do during the Christmas day, spending time with the family and all that good stuff. But while I'm doing it, I'm going to actually tell a small story while I'm waiting. So we're going to go ahead and work on this, and I'm going to tell my story while we're waiting on it. It is story time with Will after all, so I got to tell a story at some point, right? Anyway, so it was Christmas. I believe I was already set about 17. And my mom and my dad worked hard. They did. And boy, did they work hard. I mean, my dad started working at a little place called World Color Press. And it was that place was a very draining place. I know because I ended up working there when I was 18 and when I was 19. And so I worked for that company a couple of summers while I was in school in college mainly. And so anyway, I got to see kind of firsthand what my dad went through. Anyway, so my mom and dad, my mom ended up working. She was working at a little convenience store. She was working a couple of other jobs. And so she was working. One thing that she and dad realized pretty early on was that there wasn't going to be a whole lot of money for Christmas. And so that year, my mom and dad sat down with us. It was probably about the week right before Thanksgiving. And sat down with us and said, hey guys, it's my brother and I. He said, hey guys, we only got money enough for one gift. Real big gift. And, we'll get some clothes and things like that, some general stuff that you guys need. But we've only got really enough money to do like one gift. Well, my younger brother, that was the year Nintendo came out, if it gave you any. And I'm talking about the original system. I'm not talking about Wii's or Wii U's or anything like that. This is the old school Nintendo before the Nintendo 64 and all that other stuff even. My brother wanted it. It came with one cartridge of two games. You got Duck Hunt and you got Mario Brothers with it. And so my brother and I were looking up. And apparently we didn't realize this. We weren't in the room at the same time when these meetings happened. I was in one room at one point, and my brother was in the room at a different point, and so we both got the meeting, but we got it separately. So my mom was like, well, what do you want for Christmas? And so I thought about it for a little bit, and I came back with what I knew I needed, which was a sketchbook. As you see, I draw a lot. I try to draw on a regular basis, at least once a day, even if it's something small. Anyway, so I explained to my mother that what I really wanted above all else was a sketchbook. And she was like, no, I mean, really, what do you want? And I was like, no, that's what I want. I want a sketchbook. And it took 3 or 4 times before she realized that I was being dead serious. And so, my brother had already told her, and this was kind of in her moment of one of her moments of what I would say would be a mom just being a mom. And she started crying and I asked her what was wrong. And she said, well, your brother wanted a Nintendo and those things were easily $100+. And I didn't think I was going to be able to afford to get him that plus you something. But then when you came in and just requested a sketchbook, I mean, I can get that at Walmart, and it's like, yeah, I know, but that's all I really need. It's just some clothes and a sketchbook. So fast forward to Christmas Eve night, and my mom, went ahead and purchased purchased a Nintendo and did everything she could. And so she went ahead and purchased it. And then, she got to me and she purchased my sketchbook and got me some clothes. But anyway, she woke me up about 1:30 in the morning and was just like, hey, I need your help in here just a minute. So I was like, okay. So woke up. She's like, don't wake up your brother. I was like, okay. And I wasn't sure what was going on. But anyway, so she went ahead and had me help hook up the Nintendo. And it took me all of maybe 5 minutes. And of course, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I'm going to go back to bed, and then we're going to get up when everything goes on. Because we usually did church on on Christmas morning. There was usually some kind of service, so we'd go to church together on that Sunday morning. Well, My mom was like, well, don't you want to see how it works? Don't you want to make sure it works okay? And I'm going, yeah, but it's not mine, it's my brother's. And my mom's response was, I won't tell him if you don't tell him. And so I was like, okay. She said, well, just your dad's got some stuff going on over there. He may need some help with a wrench or something. If you can hand him wrenches and stuff like that, that'd be great. And there's popcorn and hot chocolate already made as well. And so that Christmas Eve night was one of the coolest Christmases I had, because even though I didn't get a lot of quote stuff, it was really a cool opportunity to get the chance to spend some time with my parents that I appreciated more than they knew at the time. Especially, with me being 17, I knew at some point I was going to be leaving home and pursuing other things and trying to go to college and this, that, and the other and everything else. So just having that time with them was very crucial and very important. As far as what I'm working on, for those who may be asking, what is he drawing? I've been working on a series. I've been working on a book entitled, obviously, Santa's a Spy. And I thought it'd be cool to kind of draw a more traditional Santa for it, since my Santa is very not traditional in a lot of ways. And before a lot of people say it, people say, well, oh, you're a Christian, you shouldn't be talking about Santa Claus. And my response to them is, okay, so I'm a fan of Star Wars, should I not talk about Jedi either? Should I not talk about, Lord of the Rings characters or Big Bang Theory characters or any other character? I understand it because Santa Claus isn't real. I grew up in a household where I was taught real early in life that there wasn't a fat guy coming down anybody's chimney to give people presents. And I understood it was about sacrifice, and that my parents sacrificed a lot for them to get what they got for us. But the principle of Santa Claus is the thing I think I've always loved. It's the concept of it is always awesome to be in a place where you can give to somebody else. Because the word tells us, the Bible tells us that it is better to give than it is to receive. And to be in a place where you can give to somebody is pretty awesome, especially when I've been in situations in my life in times past where I haven't been able to give anything. So it's incredible to be in a space where you can say, yes, I can give somebody something. It's pretty neat, and I enjoy that opportunity. So I'm just kind of drawing a picture of Santa Claus and Frosty the Snowman. The pen that I am using is a Stettler fine liner pen, and that's primarily what I'm working with as far as putting in my inks and so forth. So that's what I'm working with primarily. Now, of course, to a lot of people, they'll say, well, what about your line widths? What about your differences in line widths? And I'll have your answer for you on that, because believe me, that's coming. I usually will put everything in basic color first and then go back in and do it with a tighter, bigger markers and such. So that's usually what I do. I like to just put that through there. So this is Santa Claus and my version of Frosty the Snowman. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Frosty the Snowman is supposed to have sticks for arms. And I've got 2 words for you: artist prerogative. He's a magical snowman, man. He can have snow arms if he wants to. I don't know that he necessarily feels like he needs to, but he can have them. And so I totally am going to give him snow arms. So there's his carrot nose that I'm putting in there. So kind of making the little etchings for the carrot. It's a short nose, but it's still a carrot nose. And one thing I always noticed about a lot of the different cartoons and things like that with Frosty was he really didn't have eyebrows. So put that in. Going over his mouth. I imagine him singing something. Here comes Frosty the Snowman or something like that. Probably singing a song. Anyway, so we got the Corncob Pipe here. So we're going to put that in. And one thing that's interesting about Frosty to me was I always wondered why he had a corncob pipe, but he was made out of snow. Because a lot of people are like, oh, he just has it. It looks cute. I was like, yeah, but he'd never be able to smoke it. I mean, who's going to light it for him? And then how is he going to puff all that warm smoke into his body? If he puffs all that warm smoke in his body, wouldn't he melt? I don't know. I'm a weird person who was a weirder kid. So I ask myself those kind of questions. So while I'm working on this, if y'all got any great Christmas stories you'd like to share in the comments down below, that'd be awesome. I'd love to see your Christmas stories. I'd love to see what kind of things you experienced as a young person, as a kiddo, with Christmas, because It's kind of what this is all about. I mean, people say, well, Christmas is just for kids. It's not. I'll tell you what, it's also not. It shouldn't be people knocking each other down for items and stuff. But I understand that sometimes people want things and so they want to go after them. But you gotta be real careful about that sometimes, man, because sometimes you lose the point. And so we just don't want to do that. That's my main thing. At the end of the day, it's great giving gifts. It's great to be able to be in a position to give somebody something instead of always wanting something from someone or something like that. But man, you don't want to get into a lot of the other stuff. And then people also have talked to me in the past about, well, Christmas isn't really about the birth of Jesus. And it's like, well, I don't know that I would agree with you. But that said, I do understand it, that there are some things that happen in history that shows that the actual Christmas holiday we celebrate was formerly another festival in a totally different tradition. And so when you look at that story and you understand that Constantine was the one that was behind a lot of that, and that his whole thing was more about, well, I saw this vision in the sky, and when I saw this vision in the sky, we put crosses on our flags and everything. We won our battle. So they basically Europeanized the Christian faith to the point where there are certain holidays that we celebrate that are based off pagan holidays. And that's fine. I can deal with that. It's not bad to know those things. What can be bad is when we think that it's all about a specific day, and it's really about the gift that God gave through his son Christ. That's really what Christmas is all about. It's about the gift that we could not possibly give ourselves, we couldn't deal with on our own. So now, since Frosty's up front, one thing I mentioned was lion weight, and so I'm going to give some lion weight to differentiate Frosty from old Saint Nick. We want to make sure there's a line of demarcation, something to show that he's in the foreground of Santa. So put that down. And so there's your line of demarcation, and I need to do one more here to kind of so that our snowman is indeed in front of Santa Claus. And there we go. So anyway, listen, guys, thank you so much for your continued support. If you like what you see and everything, please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to turn the camera around. This is for this. I got this nice, really cool tripod today. So let me turn the picture around a little bit, kind of point it up so you can see the end result. Move the camera a bit. So there's old Saint Nick, and there's Frosty the Snowman hanging out. So guys, thank you so much for supporting Storytime with Will. We're going to be rolling into some things. Probably do one video next week talking about what I'm thankful for in 2017. And that's really going to be an awesome heartfelt video. So if you've been following along, please join in with me on that. And comment about what you've gone through in 2017. I said 13, I think. 2017. There we go. Celebrate that. And I'm going to move the tripod around now. There I am. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for following along. I already said this earlier. Like, comment, subscribe, and so forth. Love you guys. Appreciate everything you do. Continue to follow me. Continue to check these stories out because there'll be more stories. As long as I'm alive, there'll be more stories. Believe me. Anyway, thank you. Love you. Be blessed and be a blessing to somebody, guys. Till the next time we see each other, enjoy your Christmas day.